Okay, so here is a rough idea of what I've been working on. So most people are familiar with this. This messy slob is my prototype. The front's mostly covered up. You see down there. This goes up about 6 inches. This slides back and forth, and has a threaded rod. It's a threaded rod system, and has bushings and stuff. And the Y bar is thicker. I did a conversion, so there's some couplers in here. But anyway, the clamps are wide, and the Y bar is narrow. And this one right here has bearings and stuff. And a lot of mess up there. Okay, go over to this one right here. This one is ball bearing driven. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea, especially for those that want to build them themselves. Bushings, which are basically nylon spacers, thinner bar on top, piece of tubing holding everything together. A lot of people thought, oh, you gotta sand them down and solder them. Nope, tubing works fine. You just put this tubing all the way through and then grab one or two links, push them through slightly, and then pull this side, and it pulls the rest through, and then they're stuck there pretty well. Easy to adjust if you need to tighten it. And then the bar goes out a little ways, and you have this part right here. I'll show the parts separate later on. You have this gear, NEMA 17 motor. Okay, I probably shouldn't have taken that off. Alrighty. So you need to tighten this in order to have it not have any slop. But anyway, there's how it would kind of work. There we go. And you tighten that down, and then the dangers of trying to show you guys something. So anyway, easily moves back and forth. This bed is has the bushings as well. Notice that unlike the other version, Y clamps are narrower. They're interchangeable, so you can use any one to put them together. This one has pulleys in the front, or excuse me, bearings in the front. It's for when I run the ball chain through. This one also has a board underneath, and the electronics are now housed underneath instead of this front area right here. I got feedback that this front area should be free. This is still a Bowman cable design. Bowman cable goes through here. Still 2 motors for the Z. These are a little bit thicker rod. These are 5/16 now. Here, I'll show you a little bit how everything is. Notice that there's no bearings on the Z-axis. It's just a coupler. And anyway, the other thing too is the Y bar is shaped different on this one. And so the electronics are going to be housed down here in the bottom. And this is the space to allow for it. So this is originally what I wanted to do, is use this kind of a stepper driver because there's a built-in relay, and you have the built-in relay that would normally turn on a spindle be used to control the thermistor. So anyway, the software now will turn off the stepper motors if they're not in use, so they won't get too hot. This stepper driver normally would drive the motors too hot, but it won't anymore. Okay, so that's another thing too, is if you get this version, you want to make sure that you use the disable stepper feature in the software. The motors won't burn out, they'll just get really hot. Okay, so I'm 6 minutes into this. Just trying to show you guys a picture of what I've been up to. Right now I'm working on fixing this a little bit. This needs a little bit of a groove here so that this fits in, and then this needs to lift up a little bit. So right now I'm working on the hex axis. Notice that it's really light. There's very little weight, very little components. It's not tight right now, so it's going to have a lot of play in it. But the other thing too is the PTFE has a little notch on it, and this piece has a notch on it, the bottom piece, so that PTFE goes halfway in on its own. So it's not held by any washers or anything anymore. It's just held by the plastic, and as long as it's up at least a ½ inch, it won't get hot enough to melt. Yeah, I'll go over and show the parts real quick again, in case this gives anybody any ideas on how they might want to do theirs. Bushings, no bearings. But yeah, in the back is that motor bracket for the sideways, and then a pulley right there. I'll have this hooked up probably in a day or two. Anyway, I'm waiting for motors to come in, more motors to come in, so I got a little bit of time to work on this. So I'm hoping to be able to ship people this version for the kits that I have, and then I'm debating on just selling parts and not making printers because, well, it's a lot of a headache. But I'm thinking I'm probably going to sell this completely built for new orders. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking right now. A lot of rambling, a lot of mixed up stuff happening with the RepRap community. So the other thing too is I'm still figuring out how to machine this. This is a frame vertex that has built into the last frame vertex the mount for the motor. So the motor mount for the extruder is now built into the unit. So alrighty, that is coming soon.